Hello, SpeedGaming and Malmo. How's it going?
How's it going, Fox? This is a game 3 between Chexhuman and Spleebie in the lower bracket, fighting for the right to compete in this. There's only 7 people left in the tournament, so there aren't that many to go through, but they're all very strong. As you can see with Chex and Spleebie being paired together, this is a very competitive end of the tournament.
Yeah, there's, a lot of good competitors in the event overall, but certainly this deep in, everybody's very scary, very, very strong. The winner of this is playing Skelly, who just got put in the losers bracket by Tam a few days ago. That should be another exciting match either way.
And they got here because they had a game last night that ended within a minute. It was really exciting. We didn't know who was ahead for a while. It actually looked pretty bad for Spleebie, but then he turned out to be just enough ahead on progress that he was able to keep a lead and, force a game 3.
Yeah, and how lucky for us. So I think the runners are... Oh yeah, the countdown's already gone. So we'll be off here in just a few seconds.
I expect to see some starting in different locations. Chex likes to start at Sanctuary, and Spleebie likes to start at Link's house.
Spleebie, I don't know Spleebie's opening. Does he just do Hobo, or does he continue on to like Ice Heart Cave and stuff?
He usually does Hobo or Sahasrara, or both. And Chex will usually wait until he has 500 rupees and then do Hobo. But he'll do it fairly early on. I think he maybe have had a couple races where Hobo was done a little bit too late and he's adjusted his route.
Makes sense. This tournament has sort of taught us, I guess, that you really need to do your Sphere 1 checks. A lot of racers have gotten, I guess, caught up chasing progression or doing stuff, doing glitches and things, and then there's just everything's in Sphere 1.
The thing with these glitch modes is there aren't that many spheres. So going really deep down the rabbit hole is usually not going to lead to much, especially when you start doing things that are behind the Meyer Medallion and Swamp Palace, behind the Mitts and Ice Palace. You're usually better off just going back to the origins and finding out what you might have left behind.
Yeah. So Chex here finding red rupees on the bush crab. That's very nice. This is enough money. Oh, is he checking? Oh, he is, yeah. This is enough money to do everything in CAC if he wants to, although he's a known CAC skipper. I think that was a piece of heart on Lumberjack.
And it was a pendant on Desert.
Nothing on Lake Hylia. Looks like we're gonna get a Saha closet check here. Vex likes this route where he gets to check the tier 1 and 3 tree pulls. Oh, nice bombs. How do you feel about talking to Saha in a non-map shuffle mode?
I don't like doing it because he has 50,000 text boxes when you're not playing entrance.
50,000 useful items today.
I always feel so cheated when I check. I'm like, this is slower than a map check. I could just go to the Dark World portal and check. And then it's like pendant pod, and you don't find out until you go there. So sometimes it's worth it.
Yeah, I don't do it, but, I get it. Especially since, as you say, you don't know. You often enter pod before you enter the Dark World.
So Spleebie has very little incentive to skip Kakariko now that he's picked up the flute in Saha's closet. You can even go there and do half of it and come back if you wanted to. Most people won't, but it's viable when you have the flute.
Yeah, the flute is not required for anything in this mode, but it is. If you get it this early, it's pretty good. It will definitely save you some travel.
There was some, we were actually looking at the flute in the last seed that they played. Because Chex was maybe like half a minute behind, but he had a flute and it sped up his trip to Ganon just a little bit. It wasn't enough, but it was, you could see each time he used the flute, he was gaining a little bit of time back.
Yeah, and it costs not that much to do if you don't have to make a separate trip for it. Like the cutscene feels long, but it's what, 20 seconds or something. Like if you're right there, it's definitely going to save you time over the course of the seed.
You won't usually see people going back to Kakariko just to do the flute, but if they're there, they'll do it. And if they have
Right.
the mirror and they're in the area, they'll do it as well.
This was enough of a draw with the rupees and bombs for Chex to go straight to Kakariko, which of course is not paying out so far. There's still hope. He will not be activating the flute, probably this whole seed, but obviously not right now, since he doesn't have it yet. Oh, he found a pearl there? Oh, I missed it. Okay, well then. Oh, and a bottle just right there. Would you describe this as CAC W?
Going early, I think it's not CAC W because, well, for Spleebie it's not CAC W because if you have the flute, you should just go here.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. For Chex, it's whatever. He doesn't have very much incentive to go anywhere else either, so it's fine to go here. Like, if you had a weapon, you can go to... There's a bunch of locations you can go to that you want to have a weapon for. Or else you're just... You're probably fine, but you might also have a bad time. You might get slowed down a lot.
Yeah, like Death Mountain or South Shore are way more annoying to do with just bombs. Beck's almost up to Zora money now and can get Zora money from a crab if he wants it.
Nex has lately been enjoying the swim clip route that doesn't pass by a crab. But if he were to do the South Shore route, he could get a crab on the way to Mini Moldorm Cave.
Mm-hmm. Picking up the cape. Interesting choice. I guess it puts Spike Cave, makes Spike Cave possible.
I'd pick that up too. You don't want to get to Spike Cave and have no events.
Yeah.
And there are places with Quick Swap where you can save time at the cape. I think you can save time getting it that early, even if you don't need it.
Seems like we're maybe having some internet trouble or something on Chex's side. This is the second time I've seen his stream freeze. This is the third time I've seen his stream freeze. Hopefully that clears up a little bit.
Yeah, it seems to be fine on his end, so...
Oh, it's SG's fault.
Yeah,
okay.
if we want to keep up with him, you can follow the runners. It's a really good time to plug the runners. Follow the runners to get uninterrupted Chex streams and see what we might be missing on our end.
Chex is gonna walk out here and do the spiral to Agina. I'm just cannot say anything correct this seed. Oh, it looks like we found a Quake. Shout out to our tracker, Other Tom. Speaking of people we should shout out. Other Tom, an absolute hero for getting races tracked and restreamed this event.
I'm just gonna say it, Other Tom is our best tracker.
Other Tom is definitely one of the best trackers, but I don't want to pick favorites, especially not
there's
when
also
I'm on the
Tam.
phone with you.
Tam is also... I am not a good tracker. But Tam is also good.
Tam is a good tracker, yes. And you are, I mean, I don't know.
I miss things a lot. I'm so distractible. Ooh, nice sword.
I think that the main virtue of being a tracker is just getting races restreamed. I don't actually care that much about the tracking being super up to date.
Quantity over quality, that's a good metaphor.
Yeah, exactly.
A good motto.
We found a sword. That's very big. You were saying earlier how good a weapon is. Check's going to go use it straight away in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Just the ability to dash through enemies is a big life improvement in South Shore specifically, yeah. And also on the mountain, like Spiral Cave. Spiral Cave is a nightmare when you don't have a sword.
It really is.
Even if you're good, you're still stopping to shoot the Bari. You're stopping to dodge the Moldorm. You're just gonna be faster if you have a sword, no matter how good you are.
Yeah, boots plus sword is like the biggest safety in the game that nobody ever talks about because it doesn't even feel like a safety, but it makes everything so much easier. Spleebie following right along. They've done mostly the same stuff except Spleebie went to Saha already. I assume after Zora, Chex is going up the mountain next, and I assume Spleebie will basically be following Chex through this whole sequence, although he's doing these checks in a different order.
Most people will end in Nagina's cave. I wonder why Chex chose not to.
I wonder if he was thinking on the off chance that it's the book, it's better to do it first, or the glove. I don't know.
That's a low percent thing, though. But also, I can't speak against it because I haven't actually timed whether it's faster to do it last. And until somebody does, Mr. Buyer, then I won't be able to say anything about it.
I think he's not home from work yet, so we'll just have to have this conversation again when he says something in chat.
The best way to get someone to time something is to just declare it's faster with absolute confidence and then have them want to prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Especially
definitely.
if it's against their favorite strat.
That's called Cunningham's Law if you're a computer nerd. Spleebie is... Oh, he's fluting. I was like, I wonder what he's thinking about. But of course, he's just waiting for the bird.
He's thinking about ducks.
Who isn't, honestly? Oh, Buyer is here. All right, good. We'll see you in 15 minutes when you're done with the timing.
Yeah, we need you to time every combination of desert check.
Check's doing the 1- in Zora domain that I've recently decided to be a hype man for.
It's good. It's scary, because if you bonk, you will lose your water walk.
Yeah, bonking is bad, but you have quite a wide range of pixels to not bonk on. It's not actually that difficult, but I understand not doing it. Oh, this is good for Chex if he's going to Saha's closet, which he certainly must be. Oh, because he can also combine this with the mushroom turn-in, which is nice.
Yeah, this is one I would like timed. Is it faster to do this first and then clip up to the mushroom, or to start at the mushroom and clip down?
Yeah, I have no idea. If you have the flute, it might be close. Without the flute, I feel like it's probably this. Actually, hold on. You were just discussing this strategy. Going to Saha first is definitely faster.
Because it gives you the flute, and then you flute there, right?
I was wondering if Chex would do this, actually. I kind of figure that once you see that flute and you want to turn in the mushroom, you're probably either going to the flute right now or never activating it. And I think either is probably defensible.
I think if you have a mushroom, the flute is always worth it. It's the mushroom... Fluting the mushroom is so much faster than walking it.
Yeah, it is a pretty big upgrade.
Now lately I have seen Spleebie go for fake powders, and he's in a good position to do it.
Oh yeah, we have both items for it.
And he has an easy way to drain magic, and he has the flute. He has an easy way to get magic back. He can buy green potion and drink it.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe with both items this early, it's good. I'm generally pretty low on fake powder. I think most people are. But it is definitely an interesting sort of like anti-meta call if you're Spleebie and that's just like one of your things.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either, but I know that Spleebie's done it before, and I think this is the best time, the best scenario for doing fake powder.
Yeah.
Outside of like seeing powder on Lumberjack, where then of course you're going to do it.
Right, sure. Or, you know, both items are literally in CAC or whatever. But yeah, this is definitely on the upper range of when it's good. Beck's going left to dodge the cabbages, which you always have to try and never ever works. I kind of think save scumming the shroom is not really very good. It's like, I don't know, it's not that slow, but...
I think the problem with save scumming the shroom is then you have a shroom for the rest of the seed, which is in the way of the menu.
It makes a lot of menus easier if you are pausing to use the menu. Oh, there's the lamp.
Alright, yeah.
Sweet. I was gonna say, one of the reasons I don't like fake powder is that I don't really like sequence breaking that much in general. Like, you do it in order to combine checks that are out of logic, but you know, like going pretty far out of your way to get one location that's out of logic is pretty questionable in my opinion. With the exception of the lamp, which everybody skips because dark rooms are dumb and there's other fire sources. But now we have it.
Lamp definitely falls into the, usually the dark rooms are in places you're already going category.
Yeah.
But I will use lamp as an indicator that I should be heading to places like pod and other darkroom heavy locations. Mostly just pod.
I personally just think, I just always want to go to pod in glitch modes. It's just so dense. Oh, it's time for the poem. I wrote a new poem just for this. Are you ready?
Are you going to say it out loud or are you going to put it in chat?
Oh, I'm going to say it out loud if that's all right.
I mean, I don't make the rules.
That's true. All right, today's poem. Once you find your grip has strengthened and you've done a save and quit, ere the race has much been lengthened, push the grave and enter it. Good morning, Yoho.
I think... Yeah, that's art. That's better than what I did, which was seeing what is glove in Discord. Which I will not be doing on stream, because that actually is against the rules.
Singing?
Singing. Can't sing. They didn't say anything about poetry.
Wait, who said you can't sing? Are you not allowed to sing on SG?
You can't sing on SG, that's a rule. It's a real.
Is that just like specifically to stop Dr. Bobtastic?
It's to stop people from trying to be Dr. Bobtastic.
Okay, I approve of this rule.
And wow, we have a really early Harry Basement play from Spleebie. I didn't even register that this was happening. As, you know, like this is unusual to see in HMG, but yeah, we have Harry Basement.
Spleebie remembering the correct number of times to hit the switch to leave. Incredible.
The correct number of times to hit the switch to leave is 0. You get your mirror first, which Chex has. I don't remember where it was, but I think it's on the mountain somewhere. And then you do this. But Spleebie is intent on completing this dungeon.
Interesting. I guess he's gonna find the small key. It can't be locked anywhere. No, I guess he already spent it to the basement.
He used it. That's the problem.
Wait.
He used the small key. He's looking for an early advantage, I think. Because there's something's up here, like the hook shot's up here. You're golden.
This is an aggressive play that Chex is almost surely not going to do. I'm glad that Spleebie bailed on that because I didn't think it worked.
I didn't think it was good either.
I was just like, oh, surely Spleebie knows the visual cue for this sprite, but...
Tam is wondering if Spleebie will like hard reset all of this away, but I think that's like hard resetting an entire crystal dungeon, even if you.
I don't think he reset it as a
Yeah.
crystal. If it were a pendant, I could understand maybe, but
If you're a pen, then why are you doing this? This is also a little dangerous. I don't know if he has the same fairy that Chex has from the waterfall.
I do know that he has the cape and does not even have it quick swapped too.
He doesn't seem to need it.
Thanks, Buyer.
We knew we could do it. Make Mr. Buyer do the timing for us. Now I can confidently say Agina Last is slow. But apparently not that slow.
No, Gina Last is fast, right?
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Agina Early is slow. Walking out of Agina is slow. Now, I bet if he had a shovel, then Shovel Last is probably better.
Oh, there's
a
that shot.
hook shot that Spleebie could have done Hera with. But there was an item in the big chest. So if you are shy about spending the small cube Hera, you are leaving an item behind. And you have to worry about it.
Rex is going over to northeast Dark World. This is probably Pyramid and... Oh, he has Mirror, actually. This could be front of Escape stuff. Or it could be up to Catfish. Probably front of Escape.
This trend of believing in Sphere 1.
I think this is technically Sphere 2.
The Escape.
Oh, the Escape is Sphere 1. That's true.
Yeah, everything up to like... Well, okay, like the first chest is Sphere 1, and then it depends on your keys. But it doesn't really matter. Uncle is Sphere 1.
Yeah. Escape is Sphere 2 behind Mirror.
Alright, so there's a book, and that's in logic, because while Chuck swam here, you could have used the mirror instead to clip in.
Wait, it was what? Escape isn't spherical. Okay, but imagine a spherical escape. A sphere is whatever you want it to be, man. Don't let the man keep you down when you're discussing spheres. Speaking
of spheres, there is a sphere in Ice Palace. A red sphere.
There is?
Yeah, pendant.
Are pendants spherical?
They appear to be. They're not diamond-shaped.
I don't really imagine them as spherical. I think of them more as, I guess, circular, or like a sort of...
Oh, you picture them like flat, like...
yeah, or like slightly domed.
Yeah, I picture them as like half spheres. Like a sphere cut in, like a...
Yeah, that makes sense too. I think in the later games, they're like pretty clearly fancy shapes.
They're cut gems in the later games.
Yeah.
So they're crystals. That's what you're saying. So Spleebie and Hookshot Cave, this time not even attempting the hover. The Hookshot is just sitting in Hype Cave, so you might, just like last seed, pair this with Mimic Cave or Turtle Rock if he does come back to it. But Chex will get it all together if he makes it up here.
I assume he will make it up there since Turtle Rock is a crystal, if nothing else. Spleebie is actually a very good hoverer. I think he's like lately maybe been having some trouble with it, which is kind of unfortunate. to like be really good at it and then start to feel worse about it.
Yeah, he swapped some rubbers in his controller. I think that was... Ever since then, it's been hard for him.
Yeah, that sucks. I can't even joke about banning hovering because you can't ban hovering in glitch modes. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, you can't. That's why I learned Moldor imbalance. The Spleebie will be going into Skullwoods.
Yeah.
Which is a pendant.
Probably just this chest, maybe more if there's
Alright.
like a key.
Alright, Spleebie, do you do it? Do you do it? Yes.
What is he doing?
So, he's been resistant to this for a long time, but I have this thing where I like to leave if there's an item there, because then the rest of it sucks. You're probably not even going to find item 2. And he was always skeptical. Was like, oh, I could never do that, but now he's doing it, so...
Oh.
I appreciate the boldness. It cuts the time spent in Skullwoods down so much.
Yeah.
To skip all of those other checks for the possibility of one more item that might just be in the back in this. In fact, pretty likely to be in the back because of the key logic.
Chex doing... Oh, look what Chex is doing! Oh, look at that hammer! Oh, that's... Oh, wow.
It didn't say shaped house.
The hybrid part is that the hybridization is between overworld glitches and major glitches. So the rule set is the major glitches rule set, which is mostly the restricted major glitches rule set, which probably also doesn't mean anything to you. But the logic is not major glitches logic. Only a few major glitches are in logic outside of the overworld stuff. I doubt that information helped you at all, but I tried.
It used to be that there were 2 ways to do glitch modes that had logic, and one of them was overworld glitches only, which is supposed to be a beginner-friendly mode with nothing too difficult in logic. And then the next step up was everything is in logic. Everything that's allowed is in logic, pretty much. And a lot of it is not, you know, like clipping as bunny and doing all kinds of stupid stuff. Made the game pretty slow to play, even if you're good at it. It's not very competitive because somebody just finds the moon pearl and wins. So we made this mode where all of that stupid stuff is not in logic and only the fun stuff is in logic, and that's what we're doing here.
Right. I believe Malmo is more or less solely responsible for HMG existing.
I gotta give some credit to the customizer giving the ability to toggle glitches. Like, that feature being added was what allowed this mode to be created.
Nice. It's a pretty good mode. I'm not the hugest fan, but I'm not the hugest rando fan, but it's a huge improvement over major glitches, which is just like full of incredibly dull pearl hunts where you have to citrus DMD over and over and dumb stuff like that. No, the Punky Skunky, the rule set is exactly the same as major glitches. You can do all the same stuff. It's just that there are more constraints on the item layout, so you don't have to do as much dumb stuff.
And you'll usually not do them
if you want.
Because it's slow, you just won't do them in the races. Unless you have a really good reason to. The check's doing it much faster here. No basement, but also no second item. Because there is one in the basement. Oh, there's one in the big chest.
I don't remember what that was, but it didn't matter, right? It was nothing.
No, it was just red rupee. Chex could get it from Meyer if he came in that way. He could stop on the way to Swamp and open the big chest with the Meyer big key and get the item, which is kind of cool.
I think that's pretty likely to happen. That's not like very far out of your way if you remember about it.
So where's Chex going now? This almost looks like a his Dark World opener, which starts at Bumper Ledge. This is one of the speed runs, the 100% run with the major glitches. Does this clip to get the Bumper Ledge item. This also appears to be a Skullwoods play. I wonder if he'll stay in longer. Oh, he didn't even... Okay, he knew that was a pendant, but he didn't know about ice.
So I don't think Spleebie got anything out of Thieves Town, right? Oh, and we see Chex doing all of Skullwoods.
Alright, it's gonna be middle first. If you do middle first, you're committing to do all of it, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bow.
Oh, nice bow.
So no basement clip seed. Not that either of them is going to do it. Like, Chex can do it, but I don't think he's practiced at it. It's one of those glitches you have to maintain. It's 1,000 one-frame clips in a row.
Yeah. Have we seen one yet this tournament?
I don't think they ever got restreams. I think every time someone basement clipped, it was off restream. But it was
too bad.
done. I
Well, we still have a
maybe
couple.
Yogo have done it.
No, Yoho's not a basement clipper.
Maybe Doomtap then. Maybe it was Doomtap against Yoho.
Zero Rush would be the person that I would guess would be a basement clipper if anyone was.
I don't think Zero Rush ever got the opportunity. Oh, there's another bow in Skull. That's funny. Really lucky for Spleebie, actually. Because the bow... Wait, that bow is just silver arrows for him. He can skip it. But it will give Chex a little advantage. Oh, interesting.
Oh, I'm not sure what happened
never
there.
seen
Held
that soft
direction
lock
or... Yeah, maybe was like on the low pixel and got a hop to a place that doesn't work.
Yeah, huh. That's a bit of an interruption, but you know what? He's fine because he's going to Meyer and he has the flute and mitts. You just go
That's
there.
true.
That's probably what he was trying to do. He's trying to mirror onto solid ground because the collision is a little different in Light World.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Chex is going into Pod, which is totally sensible. Like, he has the bow. He doesn't have the hammer yet, but he has the bow and he could do Pod and Eastern together. He can attempt a basement clip if he wanted to, but I think he would just save Elmosaur for later. Spleebie would want to go in there even more, because he can do all of Pod.
Spleebie definitely should go to Pod. I think it's a little odd of Chex to do Skull and backtrack to the front of Skull and then just leave instead of going down to Thieves and Foo.
It is a little weird, but he has the mitts and flute, so he can come back at any time. I understand. He doesn't want to think about Hammerless Thieves yet.
I mean, yeah.
So he does Hammerless Pod instead.
Getting back to Helmosaur is a little faster than getting back to Thieves' Basement, I guess, but neither of them is awesome.
Maybe he will be
getting to... I hope so. If he's listening, then please check Basement Clip and also turn yourself in. This is the police. Spleebie is indeed going to Pod.
This race will look a little bit close for a while. It doesn't look like Chex got any advantage out of having hookshot on the mountain. But Spleebie is still missing the hookshot because he hasn't been to Hype Cave yet. He does have to get it eventually.
Yeah, I actually thought when he saved and quit, I thought that he was going to Link's house. I don't know why I didn't see the cursor move, I guess, and I thought he was gonna get that, but just went straight to Pod, which I endorse. I think this is the right play.
There's like zero reason for him not to do this right now. I don't think there's anything you can find that makes this faster except maybe a slightly better weapon.
Yeah, I mean, we even have lamp and stuff. Like, there's whatever it is, 5 or 6 items, and it's all right here, and it's a crystal dungeon. It's definitely a good place to be.
Funny enough, I think between the two of them, we haven't seen the Meyer medallion.
Yeah, well, Spleebie wanted to show us. He tried his best.
He tried. Meyer medallion was their go mode in the last seed. Or I think it was.
I don't remember.
I know that they did Meyer in go mode.
Right. Yeah, that was like the last place they were. It was really, really close. They were, what, 23 seconds apart or something at the end? So speaking of go mode, what do we still need for go mode? We're pretty far away. We need both rods and the flippers. And
we have one of them
needs one other items.
Yeah.
And, yeah, possibly a medallion. Chex, of course, will now be clearing Eastern. Oh, nice stair extension. Yeah, I mean, this really is the time to basement clip. So, I guess Chex just doesn't feel super comfortable with it.
I wonder if he's in a place where he could do it in an emergency, or Hammer's go mode. It won't happen in this seed, but...
No. Hammer was just sitting there in Vu. He's gonna find it for sure. But Helmasaur is the only thing that it's locking today.
Yeah, until GT, of course. GT
Right.
is usually the fun killer. You almost always do the hammer for that.
What if we just allowed Lava Dive so that we can have more hammerless seeds?
I mean, the answer is Stairmaster, right? We
Yeah,
voted that one out.
But when we voted that out, we didn't know about Specky Clip and how much the community loved hammerless seeds.
It's funny that I don't think the possibility of basement clip seeds really came up in the discussion. I think people just really didn't want a YBA and HMG.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't vote because, again, I'm not really a big HMG guy, but I think it would have been fine either way. I maybe would have leaned towards allowing it, but
I voted for one of those conditional, like, don't skip GT ones, because I just don't want GT to be a big pendant dungeon in HMG and have no way around it.
yeah.
Like, we picked these settings for a reason. There's a reason this isn't fast canon, because it's really unfun when GT is just a big pendant. Yeah, it's still interesting that Spleebie did Hera and spent the key. Do you know what the small key situation is in the escape? Is there one in Dark Cross?
Did Spleebie do the escape?
He did the back. He didn't do the front.
I remember the back, yeah. I was wondering because when Chex did it, he didn't have to do the front, and I was waiting for Spleebie to do it to talk about that. But it is possible to steal a key. I don't have any idea what the situation was. I was not paying attention to where the keys were. But yeah, he is in a situation where it might be useful for him to steal the escape key.
You could always just do, like... It's not the end of the world to go from Meyer and just unlock it there. Like, that's what the seed expects you to do. It's not that slow. It's really only a problem if you're going to Meyer just to do that. It's a pendant. But when it's a crystal, it's not the worst thing in the world.
No, it's fine.
You can even give you justification to go in without, like, the cane, which they have, but, like, in a seed where you don't have the cane, you could just go to Meyer and be like, oh, my excuse is I'll just unlock Swamp while I'm here. And then you might find something.
Yeah. It's actually not that bad to do. I mean, they, as you say, have Kane and Lamp and everything you could possibly want to do Mire. But just doing Mire in 2 trips, one to loot it and open Swamp and Hera, and the other to get the crystal is like pretty common and not very painful. Check's gonna get all his goodies in reverse order here.
They all do Thieves Town and then C-shaped house, right?
Oh god, I hope not. No, checks don't do it? Okay. Whew.
You
Check's
wouldn't
showing
do...
off overworld key dashes, by the way. You love to see it.
You wouldn't do Bombable Hut if you were just going to Thieves, but the idea of it was funny.
The 100% speedrun actually pulls, it does chest game and then pulls Thieves and uses that momentum to go down to to Bombable Hut before doing Thieves, I think.
That's interesting.
It's never made much sense to me, but I think that's how the route goes.
The idea of spending all this time optimizing Hundo only to lose it all to chess game, just like I can't even imagine caring about the momentum of pulling Thieves in a game like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. What's the point if you're not trying to optimize everything?
Oh, the point is you play it in rando and you don't have RNG.
Well, that's true. You can do that. I think the world record holder of 100% RMG vanilla preset is in chat right now. And is correcting me on the route, which is slightly different than what I said, but is still Bombable Hut before Thieves Town. Spleebie, unfortunately, losing not that much time, but it feels really bad to have to do right side Eastern without the hook.
Well, he made most of it back by not doing the 3 checks in Hookshot Cave, right?
True. Not yet, anyway. So, okay. What do we think is next? Because these players are kind of following each other right now. What are we going to do now that we haven't seen yet?
Well, Spleebie needs to go to Mire Hype Cave. I don't know which one he'll do first, but Mire is a clearable crystal if he has the medallion, so I want to go there for at some point to see what it is. As far as checks goes, I think GT is always good when you have hammer hook shot.
I think GT before clearing all the crystals that are clearable is pretty rough. Although I guess it's interesting because you can go in until you get the big key and then potentially just like climb or bail or whatever, but depending on where the big key is, that might not be super convenient.
Well, they don't have crystals. They have Mire if it's Quake. That's it.
I think checking Mire first and then I think GT is appealing if it's not Quake.
You do want to know, like, you want to know the Mire medallion before you start diving these high commitment areas like GT, so I understand doing Mire first. Spleebie definitely needs to do it because he's not going to go to GT without hookshot if he has better things to do.
No fire rod, no hookshot. There's like nothing in logic in GT. They could also do, I mean, there's like, yeah, there's not much else that's appealing. They could do the Smith chain, but that would be sort of a like, I bet my opponent's never going to do this kind of play more than a density play. Oh, Spleebie messing up the quick kill a little bit.
He's 1 arrow left.
Should have found the silvers, made it a little easier.
I stand by one and done skull.
Chex also has the option, oh, well, not really. I was going to say he can dip swamp, but that's quite bad without flippers. But yeah, the real question is, when do you make time to get to TR with this gear? Because, like, you got to be thinking about it a little bit, but it's not that good. There's a lot of stuff that's available, but there's not as much that's in logic, and it's all slow to get around. Yeah, and then fireless ice is also an option. We can do everything in there except for like cold stare and freezers, and there's nothing stopping fire rod and bombos from being in ice palace in this mode, so there's a lot of pretty bad options.
Oh, what is Quake? Okay.
Oh, well, that's a good option.
There's one good option.
I assume Chex will be heading. Oh, he's actually doing Smith Chain. Oh, there's the flippers.
Okay,
wow.
that's two good options. Spleebie will want to unlock while he's here. He's gonna have to deal with Stumpy. Maybe that's what he's doing now. He's gonna do like checkerboard and Stumpy. Because he's gonna want to do Mire and then like exit out Swamp and do Swamp. And that's gonna put him past Stumpy. He also needs to get his hook shot first, so he's probably gonna do all of this and then go back to Mire.
I'm just offended that both players have glove and mirror, and Chex is currently doing hammer pegs from the front, and Spleebie just did checkerboard without blockbusting. Exactly, Tam. I'm very upset.
Spleebie.
You should have just used the thing and taken the one hit instead of taking two.
I get it, but like it's pretty funny.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone try to face off against that bird with just the fighter sword before.
I sure hope he doesn't try to fight Vitreous with this equipment. I can see why he might try though, because he doesn't have the hook shot yet. But
I think he could pull it off if he found arrows.
Slow. It's so slow though. He has one arrow.
If something in here is arrow pack and he can get up on arrows, he's fine. Otherwise, it's a disaster. Oh, we can get 10 arrows from this pack at least. Check showing off the oh, he's farming arrows. Check showing off the lunchbox clip. Kind of a niche one. Do you remember where the Master Sword was?
I don't. It's probably Hype Cave.
That
it's probably on that. It's probably on that route somewhere. That's why I want Spleebie to not do Vitreous, because he's right next to it. He could just unlock Swamp instead and come out of Hype Cave.
Yeah, do Swamp first because Fighter Sword Vitreous sucks, and then get your Master Sword and then come back. You can't really do unlock Swamp and Vitreous without a bunch of backtracking. So it's not that bad of a way to do it. Although it's probably faster to unlock Swamp Mirror and then... Well, I actually don't know. Maybe it is better to just do Swamp first. I really have no idea.
Yeah, it's hard, because when you have the flute, it also makes it easy to get back here.
Yeah.
But he can't do that because he doesn't have hook shot. Chex can do it. The Chex will definitely just do both. Chex also has
easier for him.
Chex also has the Hera small. And if he doesn't care about the Hera big chest and the item that's in it, then he'd probably just do it there instead.
Chex also has half magic, which matters less with Master Sword, but if you had Fighter Sword half magic cape, Vitreous is not, I think, too bad.
Spleebie is still only on the 6 arrows from the farm. He's not finding anything. He's getting past the point where he can farm Wizrobes. He's going for it though. Yikes. But I know his hammer fight is good.
Oh.
Oh, he dashed.
I guess he's not deep enough in the pack.
He wasn't on the arrows yet. He's just got the whatever's after the fairy.
That's true. Shoutouts to Tam and Bayer for telling me things about our players' gear that I don't know. They are both trackers for this tournament,
Yes,
although
we
not
have like
Spain.
all three of our best trackers in chat right now, which is amazing. We don't have to pay attention to anything.
Yeah, and we are taking advantage of that.
Now the question is, how deep into the fight will Spleebie be when Chex catches up to him and kills Vitreous in one go?
Yeah. I think Chex will do Swamp first, you think? Or you think he's just going straight to Vitreous?
I think I'll just do Vitreous. Because he could just do Hera Swamp. And it's low risk. Okay, he's
That's
going
right,
for
yeah.
points on the eyes. Oh my god, Spleebie.
This is cool more than it is literally what he thinks is best. Since he could just pick up those hearts now.
He has a blue potion. Does it matter that he like made lots of them?
Yeah, I think you only get as many as you make, right?
Oh my god, he's gonna die. He has a blue, but like he has to actually be able to use it and not come out of cape at the wrong time. Spleebie. Okay, okay. You don't get the prize on the eyes if you don't kill the eyes.
That's true.
Problem. And he only has 6 arrows, which he needs for the big eye. I think now he probably just wants to switch to hammer.
I think you use the 6 arrows here. I think the big eye with hammer is safer than the little eyes without with anything except bow. I don't know. He's doing fine. Oh, he was doing that on purpose. Oh my god, Spleebie.
Okay, he got it back. I can't believe it.
That was quite the Vitreous fight.
Count his hearts. He has the number of hearts that he pries on the eyes.
But if he had just gotten the hearts and then like done one more spin before using the potion, it would have been the same situation, but with like way less work.
We don't talk about those things. Prize on the eyes is the glitch with the best name.
It's definitely up there.
Alright, Spleebie is doing Mire Swamp. What if he doesn't like try and do left side swamp and actually just goes to Hype Cave and gets his hook shot first?
Oh, that would be tragic if you do left side swamp and then walk out and grab your hook shot.
You wouldn't, right? You have the mirror, you could just like do swamp after Hype, it's fine.
I assume he's just going to check maybe the big chest and then walk out of swamp.
He can't check the big chest. He doesn't have Specky Clip.
Oh my god, you're right.
He can check the little ones on the way out.
You don't... I guess that's fine. I think you probably are... I think it's better to check them in swamp state, isn't it? Like, if it's big key, you're orphaning the big chest even worse.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do left side swamp, you just do it in Mire state.
Yeah.
Because then you already have the big key. But like that's why I'm really just hoping he doesn't do that. You don't flood swamp and go back in, and that's very optimistic. You're just assuming the hook shot's in there.
Yeah. Yeah, Spleebie got the Hera small. Chex, this is the second time in 2 races that Chex has had to do this Kane strat in Spooky 1 and has like almost gotten it right, but not quite. I mean, I think it's safe in the sense that I don't think you can like permanently make your seed unbeatable or anything, but I feel like it's more gooder to do them in swamp state. Although maybe if you're not coming right back into swamp like you were saying, maybe then it's better to hold off or to just grab them and not hold off. I don't know anything.
3 arrows into the wall for Chex.
Nice 5 arrow.
5 arrow phase 2 viddy.
It's actually so hard to time that. Sorry, go on.
I was thinking Chex may actually do Mire Swamp just to open the big chest. And he does.
Chex probably actually used more arrows in that fight than you use in a like normal NMG fight between the eyes and the wall.
Okay, Spleebie not flooding that is a really good sign. He's trying to hook. He's trying to hook shot. I love it. All right. Remember, he doesn't have the hook shot. Jogs his memory. He's been doing the meta play of doing the big chest. I've been calling it meta in the hopes that it becomes meta. But really, it's just
sense.
Only Spleebie and I do it.
I think it seems good to me. Well, that's a
Ooh, okay, this is good.
Really.
So what is this going to do? It's going to make Spleebie go to Stumpy and Hype Cave instead of go back into Swamp.
Yeah, he's probably doing that anyway, but this will certainly make it even more likely. This is not the 1 in 10 seed.
I like our tracker. Other Tom is like, oh yeah, I get to track something. It's the shovel.
We should have the heart counter on the tracker just so that our trackers get more things to do.
It's
surely
like hard mode.
Yeah, and surely the SG tracker software would allow that to work.
I can't wait to like have to track multiple ones and wait 10 seconds between each track.
Yeah. Surely someday SG will write tracker software that doesn't suck, but not so far. Check's not even opening the first chest. Maybe he's just going straight back in since he's already done Hype Cave.
Yeah, he's just gonna do Swamp. But he didn't do the Specky clip for Big Chest, did he?
No, I don't think so.
Ah, he's behind on the meta. See, now he has to chase the Swamp Big Key. And Spleebie wouldn't have had to, although he will because he didn't have hook shot. Oh, so yeah, so I'll probably do this and then go to Hype Cave or Stumpy and dig.
Doing Stumpy and Dig after Swamp is like maybe better than doing before. Probably, right?
I think it is, because you don't have to screen transition as many times.
Yeah.
I wonder if Chex will do it. He's already done Stumpy.
Doing just the shovel is not as good a feeling as doing Stumpy, shovel, and dig. No, wait. Spleebie did dig already, right?
Oh, Spleebie just... by dig, I mean dig spot. Like, checking the shovel.
Oh, you mean shovel spot. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
I was thinking of dig game.
He did do dig, and he soft locked after.
Right. I'm sure he's glad when he rewatches this. He'll be glad that we brought that up again.
Remember that time Spleebie soft locked?
No, I was there. Where were you?
So that... Where's the sword that Chex has? Is it just Stumpy?
I mean, it's probably Death Mountain, right? Hookshot Cave, or... Well, Spleebie did Death Mountain.
I don't remember seeing Hookshot Cave having anything in it, but I also wasn't watching that closely.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pyramid Fairy!
Oh, that's right.
I noticed
Thanks,
the
Tam.
book and not the sword for some reason.
I think Tam told us that once already.
I thought there was a book in Pyramid Fairy, but Spleebie has it.
The book was in Paradox Cave, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe if you had said it in a rhyme, I would have remembered. Maybe you should try that next time. Check's showing off how much better the Master Sword is than the Fighter Sword by being able to kill these Phelps. Spleebie now engaged in the dumbest fight in the game. I actually hate the Master Sword fight more than the Fighter Sword fight. The
Why?
Fighter Sword fight is just obligatorily boring. There's nothing you can do. If you do the Master Sword fight, you have to spend the whole time thinking about how much faster it would be if you were going for the greedy hook dash strats or like doing these triple pulls that Chex is doing.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, look how much work Chex is putting in to save, like, very little. Pyramid Fairy, Swordhead Fairy. That's mostly a rhyme and has a similar number of syllables in the two clauses. Good work.
Sounds like we asked ChatGPT to write a rhyme for us.
No, there's no. It's just Chat SG. There's no Chat SGPT yet.
GPT is short for Green Pendant Thieves.
Oh, well, they didn't show up for this race. This had a Crystal Thieves. GBTM. Ugh. Spleebie could go to Pyramid Fairy, which Very had a sword or whatever, instead of going left.
It's a thing that you like, oh wait, I need this. Wait, I don't need this. And then you have a medallion stuck in your inventory for the rest of the seed that you don't need.
But doing Turtle Rock from the front is surprisingly good in this mode. So you might actually want it.
Okay, that's fair. It is Turtle Rock. That puts Turtle Rock pretty deep into the logic. Because the medallion of Turtle Rock often is locking a lot of chests in Turtle Rock by logic. More than we thought.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing left side. And Chex is catching up on Helmasaur.
Yeah, so this is Chex's punishment for coming here before having the hammer, giving up a bunch of time to Spleebie, doing this second trip. But Spleebie's doing left side swamp, which is either giving all the time right back or going to win him the race, which we'll find out.
I don't know why Chex is allergic to Ganon's tower. I understand Spleebie just got hookshot.
Chex is used to having he got used to having a GT butler, and he doesn't want to do it on his own anymore. He thinks he's too good for it.
Nobody is above Ganon's tower. It's literally a tower. That's its job, to be above you.
I mean, Aganim 2 is above Ganon's tower. All right, yeah, so just a bit of time spent for Spleebie with no reward, unfortunately.
It's not all the time. Spleebie will get to... I mean, I know Chex has done a few more things. He's done Smith Chain. But if Spleebie just goes off to, like, Death Mountain and does GT, then they're pretty close.
They're very close, I think.
There is definitely a weapon discrepancy that we'll have to talk about if we get to Ganon's tower and don't find more swords.
Yeah, it seems unlikely, but it could happen. But yeah, Chex is actually behind until he defeats Helmasaur, behind on crystals. He's up a sword and some checks that Spleebie won't have to do if he lucks into skipping all of the right stuff.
He's also up silvers, which, you know, if they stay on Master Sword, especially if Spleebie stays on Master Sword, it's a little more likely.
Yeah, that's true.
That's huge in Ganon.
It saves a lot in Phase 4 against Master Sword. Yeah, and now here he is, trying to dupe the bottom chest of Hookshot Cave.
Oh, there's the half magic. What would get Spleebie to Pyramid Fairy? You know what would? Is climbing Ganon's tower.
Yeah, I was about to say that, defeating Aga 2.
I wonder if I'll go to Mimic Cave. Like, if you're going to return to Hookshot Cave, your excuse is I need to check Mimic Cave.
Well, I assumed he's just doing
He's
as much
doing
of
TR.
as he can now.
Yeah. He's got 3 checks that he can do without finding any keys.
So Relkin has a good question, which is why aren't minor glitches in logic in HMG? You might have a more thorough answer to that, but the historical answer is that this is overworld glitches plus a couple of underground clips, and underworld minor glitches aren't in logic in overworld glitches.
Yeah, it breaks apart when you look at major glitches, which still doesn't have that stuff in logic, but has everything else in logic. I think the answer is we do like to have some sequence breaks.
I think rando with no sequence breaking would be substantially worse. I think it's good to have the option.
That's called no logic.
Right.
Ah,
Yeah.
checkmate. He's just self-owned.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, we're using ether. All right,
Does ether work?
Okay,
Oh,
it
nice.
does if you use that. Also, you can do a really cool thing with ether where you like split the pokey and then freeze both parts, and then kill the pokey with its own body.
Oh, well, never mind. Chex just found Fire Rod.
Well, it's probably just Ice Rod here too. I think this is pretty
Probably.
strong advantage to Chex because I don't see, like, if Spleebie gets something good here, I don't see it being something Chex misses.
Do you skip Tile Room in this situation?
I would do it before the climb.
I would do it before the climb as well. I would just
I wouldn't do it now.
I probably would, but I don't endorse it.
I don't think I would go back for big chests. Like, I wouldn't worry about big chests anymore. Not when you just found something that opens up all of TR except for Helma. Or
I would 100% do big chest.
Oof.
Big chest is so close.
Oh,
it's
no,
like
I mean,
right
if it's like Tyler and Big Key, I wouldn't go for big chests.
Oh, I see.
I'll do it here, obviously.
I mean, it's not really about the difficulty that much, Relkin. Like, why aren't bomb jumps in logic and no major glitches? Those aren't hard.
Yeah, we'd have to start defining, like, what is a glitch, and there has been discussion about whether we should allow a Harapot and some of the things that are more clippy. It makes a little bit of sense to allow, like, have Harapot and Specky Clip to be in logic, but those glitches weren't even discovered yet when this logic was written, so it was really just bomb jumps and hammer yump.
I think
there wasn't that much around dark rooms.
Yeah, Harapot in particular, I think would make sense because Hera is such a like complex part of this already. I think
I would expect Harapot to be in
interesting.
logic if Major Glitch's logic was written after Harapot was discovered.
That makes sense.
It's just historical, and we've been playing it that way. If they add a Harapot toggle and other like rail clip toggles, you bet your butt that I'll be making experimental modes and putting them on asyncs and having people run them just to see if they're fun.
Of course. Surely that will be V32 feature.
I think the idea behind V32 is you'll actually be able to just like modularly write your own logic conditions.
Yeah, I think that is the... yes. Which means that I was basically telling the truth, but also making fun of the fact that V32 is so still not out.
I don't even want V32. Like, look how much happened over Fast ROM. Like, V32 is gonna be too different. Okay. So...
It always does that, and I've been telling him for years that it's unhinged, and he will never stop it. He loves it.
No, the dashing into the portal, I agree. That is so
It drives me
cursed.
crazy.
Okay, so Spleebie is now behind by wherever the TR big key was. Like minus what Chex did here. Because now he's just doing what Chex is doing. Where was the TR big key?
I, of course, have no idea.
I don't think it matters anyway, because I think TR is the next place Chex goes if Ice Rod isn't here. If Ice Rod is here, he's just very ahead. But if Ice Rod is in one of the pendant dungeons, like Green Pendant or in Ice Palace, there's a chance for Spleebie to just do the correct one first and be fine. Oh, there's a sword here too. That's really good for Spleebie. It's more good for Spleebie than it is for Chex. So one point of divergence that could happen, if it's not just here, is Spleebie has more incentive to go to Skullwoods. He has an item that he hasn't picked up yet, plus the green pendant. Chex only has the green pendant and checking Ped. And then it will get silver arrows, and you could get ahead if there's something, you know, if Ice Rod's on either Ped or on green pendant.
Yeah. Yeah, green pendant is probably best case scenario for Spleebie.
Yeah, I would expect Chex's next move to be Ice Palace. So if Spleebie goes there, then it's not great. Ooh, powder. Oh, what did we say about powder? Spleebie could have fake powdered.
Oh yeah, he never did that. We talked about it so much and then he never did it. Chex doing the rarely seen map dash instead of the item dash. I don't really understand your point. I don't think, Relkin. Like, it's just the modes that you're used to plus major glitches. It's not like a fully, like, pure reimagining from the ground up of what is possible in logic.
I would consider minor glitches in logic. There is no mechanism for it yet. Like I couldn't make that mode because the customizer doesn't support it.
I don't really think putting minor glitches in logic would be an improvement, but, you know, it would certainly be something to try. I could very easily be wrong about that.
I've tested mirror wrap logic. I've tested all sorts of things. Taking the moon pearl out of the game. Some of those things are more popular than others.
Brombrosia.
Oh man, no boot start glitches. It's more fun than you think.
Actually sounds pretty fun. Not fun enough for me to do it, but
yeah, the thing that makes it fun is that it's you get the uncle hint. So you know where the boots are.
I mean, I know a lot of people have discussed wanting minor glitches in logic. Oh, well...
Alright, Spleebie gets the
tempered sword was, but Spleebie's definitely getting that sword.
Yeah. Well, Spleebie will probably get the other sword too, because it's going to be after GT. If he does Pyramid Fairy. Oh, I'll probably do the escape. He's going to lose a lot of time to Chex. It's actually really hard for him to catch up now. Chex has just done more things.
Yeah, well, right. I was saying a little bit ago, Spleebie can catch up by skipping all the stuff Chex did that didn't matter, but, you know, unless he's watching the restream, he's not going to know what that stuff is.
And there's a whole bunch of stuff that's on path for him that is going to lose him time that Chex has already done. Like, he really has to do, like, this stuff. Like, he has to do the escape, because he's just going to do that. You wouldn't skip that. He has to do Skullwoods next. That's pretty important. And Chex has to look inside TR for the Ice Rod and not find it, and then go to Ice Palace and not find it.
And then it has to not be on pedestal. Because if after all that it's on pedestal, then ice is valuable.
Oh, maybe. If it's on pedestal and Spleebie finds out while Chex is full clearing ice.
Oh yeah, he would get to go mode stuff.
It would be a little faster, but yeah, I agree. Like, it has to be specifically the green pendant for Spleebie to, I don't want to say have a chance, but to have an advantage. There's a lot of ifs. We don't know what Spleebie's gonna do. You might do Smith Chain first, because that would be reasonable.
True. Yeah, it doesn't really look good for Spleebie, but it's not 0%. I'm not really an expert, but my understanding is that the way the customizer works is that the devs add various things in logic and they choose groupings for them, and then you can toggle those groupings on or off, such as horizontal screen wraps are a group. And like if they had chosen a different grouping, different logical combinations would be possible. But like a lot of the reason nobody's experimented with this, like people are saying in chat, is just that it's not easy and convenient to experiment with it at this point with the technology we currently have. That was certainly a room from Spleebie.
So the reason Spleebie did the room that way is because he didn't want to use one of his 2 arrows to hit the switch.
Oh,
and
but
he
he
has
has...
a boomerang. I don't know. I don't question it, but he is fearing the minute clip. He's doing the first one because it's a little easier, and then he'll have hopefully like 5 arrows in this pot. There we go. It's just hard to do this because once you've gotten those 5 arrows, you're very off script. The mirror shield actually is really good when you're off script in mimics.
Spleebie's actually going to find his Tempered Sword before getting to Pyramid Fairy, which is kind of funny. We were worried about him never finding Tempered Sword, and now he's almost certainly going to get gold.
Yeah, it'll be a vanilla gold sword for him. Oh, he wants those? Does he really, though? I think he instinctively wanted them, but he doesn't actually need them yet. Oh, the big key was free, but Chex is not in go mode, so it doesn't matter. It could be, you know, there's some things Chex could do, like he could go to left side swamp and then do ice, but I don't think that's likely. I think he's gonna do ice first.
Left side swamp has to be so low on Chex's priority list.
He's gonna do ice and then skull. Or skull and then ice because he wants to check pad. Those are the only things that I could even imagine him doing next.
That was quite a pokey 0.
It was a lot of poking.
Yeah. Oh no. Chex has to redo the whole room from the bottom left. But Barry was making moves to do it again. Oh, Spleebie didn't have the fire rod when he came here. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Well, the fire rod was here.
Oh, the fire rod was in GT.
Oh, that's what I'm... Oh, yeah, sorry. When you're in this place, yes.
Sorry, yeah, I mean...
But actually, that's good. It's not the ice rod there.
That's good for Spleebie.
And then it's also not the big key, because now Spleebie could just never go there. Technically saving time not having fire rod.
He also technically saved time by not having the sword, because he got to read pendants with nothing on them, but I don't think it netted out for him. It's true. I never pay attention.
Yeah, we have 3 trackers. We don't need to pay attention. We have a dedicated timer too. Like if we can say something's faster, Mr. Buyer will just time it for us. Like I bet your SpeedGaming restreams don't have that. Okay, as predicted, Chex is gonna be an ice palace, which is like pretty likely to have something good on it. Either the pendant leading to Ped or just 3 items inside. Given the sheer number of things Chex has already done. Like,
Yeah.
He can last location very quickly.
Spleebie was also considering going to ice, but stopped just shy.
Oh yeah. I had to think about that for a bit. That would not have been good for him.
No.
But he is going to be giving a lot of time to Chex. Pretty much all the time Chex spends in here, even if it's not Ice Rod, we'll just be tied with Spleebie doing the escape.
Yeah. Spleebie? Yeah.
And then Spleebie has to not go to Ice, and Ice Rod has to not be here. Like, there's a lot that has to happen for Spleebie to pull this out.
If Ice Ride isn't here, it's very plausible that things go well for Spleebie. Although I don't know about well enough, but certainly he could end up skipping this if it's not here. But I don't know how many places are left that it can be.
I have to think, like, what is there anything else that Chex skipped that Chex could go back to that we don't know about?
Did we get both items out of Desert?
I don't know about Desert, and I don't know about Dark Cross. Because I
don't think he did Dark Cross.
I think he did Dark Cross. And I know that the map was in back of Escape, so it's not a map there. And Spleebie has a key. So, like, what if it's Dark Cross? That would be interesting. That would be huge for Spleebie.
Yeah, he's definitely going to do that.
Yeah, it would be insane not to. Chex, I don't think Chex is going to worry about the hair big chest. Oh, he would have gotten it. Because he did Mire Swamp.
Oh yeah, did he get it? He should have. I don't know if
he did Mire Swamp, but I didn't actually look if he got the item. Chex is getting strung along pretty far in ice, which is potentially good for Spleebie.
Oh, or one neutral. Of our trackers is telling us that Chex did Dark Cross from the back.
That's another thing that's rare. I don't even consider people doing Dark Cross from the back anymore.
You're supposed to do it from Hera.
So Chex will be done with Cold Stare, I think, before Spleebie's done with Dark Cross. And then Spleebie has to go to Pyramid Fairy and get his sword.
Hera, the other back of Escape, yes, thank you. And it's nothing, which I guess we knew.
It's also very close, like, Chex actually getting the pendant right after Spleebie gets this, but then he has to do the rest of it.
And he's getting a mirror bonk, of course.
Yeah, you gotta be on grid with that wall. It's a very narrow passage. Nice bomb. If you're holding an object, you can't go through the portal. It's pretty funny.
You know what's weird to me is that that's true of mirror portals, but not like warp tiles.
Yes.
Oh, he's not doing it.
Hammer pegs. He didn't do this. He had the mitts when he was here. Interesting. Maybe this leads him. He's gonna do Smith chain.
He's doing powder.
Powder. Wasn't that something? That was the tile room. Oh yeah, that's his trump card. If that's here, then he's just GG.
Oh my god.
And Chex is actually the first person to skull. And
it all comes down to this.
It's not here, then Chex is actually gonna have some very hard choices to make.
Well, if it's... Oh my god, if it's not here, he has LSS and tile room.
He's got hair, big chest, tile room, left side swamp. He's got the works. He wants it to be Ped. That's a best case scenario.
Oh no, I'm so stressed now.
Oh man, it's so hard because it's just GG for someone and we don't know who.
That was about the most wrong that portal could have been.
Yeah, you do Moth first because no matter what, you're doing Moth. Either it's on Ped and you're doing Moth, or it's not on Ped and you're doing Moth. So it's
not
not Ped,
and we're doing Moth.
but it's also not Bat. And Spleebie will probably do Smith Chain, which Chex has already done.
All right, well that's good for checks.
The tables turn over and over again.
Can you believe it that it came down to an ice rod hunt? Gotta be in desert. I think we said it can't be in desert. I think it has to be green pendant. Is there? Every time a commentator says, "Oh, there's only this left," the racers end up doing 4 other things before that because everyone forgot random isolated checks. But
I have no idea if there's an item on the landing or not.
I think Tom said there's not.
Okay, I trust the tracker. We have 3 of them.
Yeah.
All of them are other Tom, and then we have 3 more.
So I think it might be forced to be.
Like, it has to be this,
Green
right?
pendant?
Like, there's something else.
I don't know what else there is.
I think Chex also didn't do Mimic Cave.
How? I swear that was 5 hits on that moth.
It's Moth, you never know.
Does Spleebie have any outs left? I don't think so.
It has to be something we didn't think of.
Yeah.
Because we're pretty sure it's Green Pendant. And if it's not Green Pendant, then we're all puzzled. Where's he going?
Shovel.
He already did that. He might be going to ice.
Oh, right.
He doesn't know where he's going. Oh, he's thinking. Maybe Pyramid Fairy that she left behind? Doesn't matter. It's just here in Green Pendant.
Classic. I bet Chex feels not great about that.
And we actually thought that this was Spleebie's out, but Spleebie just had so much other stuff to do that this never came up for him.
Right. This was an out for him, but he had to just like commit to it instantly, which was not an obvious play.
And his other out was Powder. It could have been there instead.
Yeah, that was a very reasonable call by him. Like, oh, maybe Chex did GT early and didn't want to sit through Tile Room or whatever.
Powder with Hammer Pegs and Smith Chain was all like a really good efficiency play. Like I totally agree with this and would have done the same in his shoes. I don't know if I would have skipped this Pyramid Fairy, but maybe he's thinking that Pyramid Fairy is something you would do early, so doing it now would be admitting defeat.
But shouldn't he just know that he's behind and his only out is going to where the item is? You think Flute 5, Flute 4? I feel like it's Flute 4. Or just save and quit, depending on where you're coming from.
I always do Flute 2.
Flute 2 is definitely the swag way to do it.
I always just assumed it was faster.
I would guess it's faster if you get the clip really clean.
It's not a hard clip. Alright,
That's
so
true.
he's now doing a bunch of stuff that makes sense, but it's not going to lead to the Ice Rod.
Checks with a classic 1 cycle with the gold sword, whereupon he also took like 100 damage somehow. Alright. That's it. Everyone, show's over. We have about, what, 1 minute and 40 seconds left before the finish line?
Yeah, I ripped my prediction.
I think that I don't really understand my predictions. I think that I actually have Spleebie winning this race, but I have Chex in the winner's bracket, so I think this is better for my overall possible top score, but not my score for this round.
Yeah, and the person I'm behind is Spleebie, who also predicts himself as winner, so I don't actually think I would lose a place to him because of this race.
I can't believe Spleebie put himself over Sky.
I put myself as losing to both of them, and I didn't even get to race either, so...
Bummer.
We're all our predictions are wrong. That's the moral of the story. I'd have to say MM2 Ness is probably going to jump ahead with Tam being the predicted winner.
I think I predicted Chex over Tam in the grand finals, which can still happen. But I had a lot of points on Zero Rush, and he lost a couple close races early. And I also predicted OLF going a lot farther than he ended up going. So I got off to not a great start. Oh my god, the lag. Why is that lagging?
Because
Beams?
it's V31.1.
It doesn't lag normally though.
It's probably the beams.
Yeah. I don't think beams lag in vanilla, but maybe they're close enough that they lag in rando because of extra HUD stuff or whatever.
Maybe it's the 1734 rupees and 18 hearts.
That probably doesn't help. Jack's going for Torch Glitch, which is fine. It's going for a classic 4 singles. Alright, GG's to Chex. Does not get the sub 90. I predict that Spleebie will not finish this and will .ff in a few seconds. But we'll see. You do not have permission to chat during the race.
Well, Spleebie has to finish. We did promise a fast race. And to their credit, hour and 30 minutes? Not bad for 18 heart ice rod hunt.
Even slow HMG seeds are pretty fast now. The tech and the runner skill has gotten good enough that even they can't, like, the ceiling on how bad a seed can be is just like fairly low in terms of actual runtime.
I feel like the worst seeds are in like the hour 40 range now. And
yeah,
those are the garbage fire, like terrible. Your Moon Pearl is 40 minutes in seeds, not just your normal ice rod hunts. Like this seed gave them a lot of mobility. Oh.
I think Spleebie will be done in under 140 if he chooses to finish.
Yeah, he's going the right place. He's done everything, so there's not a whole lot of things he can do that aren't just gonna lead to the ice rod. I wonder if he'll get the ice rod and quit.
I was wondering that too, if he just wants to find it.
Maybe he just wants to see if it's on PED.
Yeah. So I think I said earlier, I was looking at the bracket, I think Chex's next opponent will be Skelly. Skelly is, as far as I know, not a big glitched runner, but a very accomplished rando player. This event has been a good mix of glitched mavens and rando experts, both doing well. What's up, Chex? GG.
GG. Am I audible?
You are.
The ball.
That was a hard fought series.
Yeah, definitely.
Why did you win this seed? I think it's... Yeah. You got hook shot early. Sorry, go ahead.
The seed was not really my style. I did probably 4.5 skips that I was uncomfortable with.
Well, they all worked out.
So where was that? Like tile room, left side swamp, Hera big chest. That's all you could think of that you were even missing.
So Hera was not on my list. I forgot about that eventually. Mimic Cave, Turtle Rock, Big Chest, Hobo, and King's Tomb.
You didn't do hope.
You never got to Hobo?
That's why you're in the losers bracket, Chex.
I'm in the losers bracket partially because I don't know how to mark things.
Okay.
Getting the Hobo
fair.
is pretty advanced for me.
What happened to auto tracking?
Oh, I don't look at that. That's...
The auto tracker is for
Also
the
not my thing.
viewers' benefit. Chex does not interact with his tracker.
Okay.
I played without a tracker for the longest time too. I had to start using it for co-op.
Well, you were much earlier to hookshot and master sword than Spleebie was. Spleebie's gold sword was actually Pyramid Fairy. He did it after the Agatu climb.
Okay. Yeah, and GT had 2 swords, which
Yeah.
figured I was not... You know, I felt pretty late to GT, but it didn't... It only had the fire rod at the beginning. So it could have been useful to have the fire rod, but I would have... Like, to go even harder in the seed, I would have had to go into Skull Woods after that.
When you found the fire rod in GT, it became really hard for anything good to happen to Spleebie.
Yeah, like the tile room powder, or Spleebie rushes skull, which he didn't do because he had a lot of escape and stuff to do on the way. Which everything he did made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Tile room powder?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it was nothing, obviously. Spleebie did most of the stuff
I
that you
get it. Okay. I thought there were 3 key or I thought there were 2 keys left in GT, but there are 3, so my fault.
Well, it paid off. Oh yeah, you also had the silvers. Spleebie just checked the one chest in Skull and bailed.
Okay. Okay.
But Chex actually did Hera basement like instantly. Like he went there right when he got to Hera.
Spleebie, yeah.
Spleebie, yeah. Sorry, I must have said
that's-
Chex, I guess.
Pretty interesting.
It was interesting. We weren't really sure. We'll have to ask him. He's finishing up the seed after he gets the ice rod, or he's just gonna get the ice rod.
Yeah, I imagine it was a kind of anti-meta, like, oh, there. If it's here, you know, this is my thing that I'm doing that Chex won't do. That looks like it's maybe done now. Yeah,
It did.
2D.
Yeah, he
Spleebie
did
has
finish
forfeited.
this one out. It's, kind of a crappy seed, but they happen.
Looks like he'll be joining us here in a second. You had Vitreous fights at similar times, but
Okay.
Spleebie was doing it with regular bow and fighter sword. Hey, Spleebie, GG, tough seed.
Yeah. What was one in the garbage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about your very interesting Hera basement instant rush.
Yeah. Huh. I figured Chex would never check it, so I was hoping for it to be something.
It wasn't even on my list of things that I skipped. I eventually forgot about it.
It was the big key, but
Oh, wait a second. Oh, I cleared Hera.
yeah.
Did you
go
open the
back
Meyer
for
big
the
chest?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
one reason I went back into Meyer,
There we
because I
go.
used the big key to my advantage.
We weren't sure if we saw you do it, but we predicted that you might. Like that would be a reason you do it from Meyer instead of from Hera. So it makes sense. It's a really nice thing to be able to do is like skip the Hera basement big key just by opening the big chest with a different key.
Yeah, that was a nice 50-50 to keep that, get a dungeon clear. Not that I was super interested in clearing dungeons, totally.
No, you were skipping stuff today. You didn't basement clip. So Spleebie, one advantage Spleebie had over you in like the mid game was he had hammer and bow because he did Skullwoods down south, and you did Skullwoods and then just left and went to pod, I think. So he had the hammer already when he went to pod, and you had to go back, but you could have basement clipped.
Yes, I could have.
Can you tell the fans? All of your fans are so disappointed that you didn't basement clip for them. What do you have to say to them?
I will be announcing my retirement as of 2027. No, I don't know. I just felt that I was still looking for hammer, so I'm sorry. Basement clip has to wait.
Basement clip sucks anyway. Never do it.
I mean, it does kind of suck, but Chex was in the one situation where, like, you're in pod, you've done everything else, you don't have hammer, you could just do it right there, but I'm just teasing.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty okay until pretty much until that I was on my way to Meyer and got stuck.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
And then I kind of started flailing.
I've never seen that soft lock before.
I accidentally quick hopped.
Oh.
Where's that?
Outside dig game.
If you do the downwards teleport from dig game to Meyer and then quick hop, it's a soft lock.
I've always done the up teleport on the bottom bump, so I didn't even know.
I do the one that quick hops on purpose.
We'll have to check that out because I don't recall that.
Yeah, that was about the turning point for me. Where I was like, well, yeah.
Yeah, the longer these things go on, the more insane I feel.
I can't really even remember where the fire rod was.
That was
That's a GT.
GT.
In
Hope
GT,
room.
right? Like the only thing in there, right?
We all
Yeah.
wanted you
Two
to get a
swords.
GT
2 swords. Yeah.
too. Like you guys had hammer hook shot for so long, especially Chex.
Well, after VOO, at however long it took me to get there.
Chex was very late, or sorry, Spleebie was very late to Hype Cave. So he had an excuse.
Oh, because the hook shot was there, yeah.
No, I had
And
an
then-
excuse too.
I thought it was kind of funny not having the hook shot for Swamp and then getting it and then just going back.
Oh,
It was funny watching you try and specky clip with the boomerang.
Like, yeah, I went to Meyer and then unlocked Swamp and then left and went to Hype Cave and got the hook shot. It was great.
yeah.
So yeah, that's the series for Spleebie. I hope you enjoyed the tournament. Tomorrow, tomorrow we'll be getting another like lower bracket race on the other side with this Gamachu versus Duden.
Should be a good one.
That will be in the morning at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Ugh, morning. Those are both non-glitched rando guys, right? I know Gamma is. I don't know as much about Duden.
Both of them were in the Glitch Mentor tournament and did really well. Gamachu won the Glitch Mentor tournament, so I wouldn't discount him just yet. He's in my bracket prediction for second place for a reason.
I have him getting like third or fourth.
And
Yeah,
Duden,
he's third in my prediction.
I can personally attest that Duden's a very good player and was 5th seed and was the reason I was in the lower bracket. So, I can say that he has a very strong chance even against a player like Gamachu. So, do keep an eye out for these races. Even if they don't get restreamed, you can still look at the schedule and follow the runners. Otherwise, with that, we will end this one tonight.
GG Spleebie, fun series.
GG's.
Even with the frustration at the end.
Yeah, I feel like our 3 seeds were the least like HMG seeds. They were all just I don't know. They were all weird and not cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
hear
good
ya.
showcases for this mode, at least. But, yeah, GG's. I'll be
True. Although I'm kind of forgetting at this point. Thank you, Fox and Malmo, for commentating, and other Tom for tracking.
Yes, thank you.
And Mr. Byer for timing.
Yeah,
Indeed.
shout outs to our trackers, Tom, Tam, and Buyer.
Yeah, our timers. Exclamation point T.
All right, GG's. Bye, everyone.